In 2005, I was very kindly invited by Bentley to come and have a test drive in the then new Continental Flying Spur. Now, they could have so easily produced something that was, let's say, only 4 litres. Somebody said, well, if only it had another 100 horsepower. You're never going to say about this car, if only it had another 100 horsepower, if only it had a bit more room in it, if only it had better brakes, if only it had more acceleration. I mean, it's 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. It does virtually 200 miles an hour, 185 without any problem anywhere you want to go. Now here we are in 2008, and Bentley very kindly invited me back to drive the 2009 model year Continental Flying Spur, and of course the new Continental Flying Spur Speed. Now this is what I've been waiting for. Hear that familiar burble? I just love that sound. Anyway, let's go and see what we can do. Now there's a familiar sound there, but you notice the way it stayed in that gear all the way through there. I mean, that's amazing. It hasn't even gone up yet. It goes up at 100 miles an hour. What a beautiful... It's just so smooth, isn't it? It's just effortless, and just no sound. I mean, you could definitely hear the engine as it went. You can't help. You've got a W12 revving at, 5,500 revs. You're going to hear it. You can't get away from that. But the wind noise is non-existent. And once I'm up to speed and cruising, it's just negligible. When I accelerate and start to work through the corners, the ride is very, very smooth indeed. It absorbs the bumps. And of course, the engineers at the factory, what they've done, they've actually softened up the shocks, softened up the springs, and softened up the anti-roll bars, yet somehow maintained this fabulous platform where the car actually is very flat going around the corners without any noticeable roll. It is beautiful the way it actually absorbs it all. With all the work that's gone on, it sort of gives a more refined, relaxed atmosphere for both me in the front and I assume for the passenger in the rear. I'll find out when I do ultimately get in the back seat. So here I am in the 2009 model year car, and it really is delightful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. The seating is very, very comfortable. That's the first bit one has to really mention. It's one of the 3 options that we have, but we have the 2-seat option with the bench seat in the middle, and the 2 outer seats actually are totally adjustable, and you can tune them into the passengers' sort of personal likes and dislikes. But it's really, really lovely, very, very comfortable to sit back here. And of course, as we talked about earlier, we have, of course, all this new soundproofing, and I can't wait actually to put the name entertainment system on and to listen to some of the music if I get time and I stop talking. For somebody that likes the ultimate in speed, I have to say that this car just about foots the bill. The most amazing thing is that it's actually a Flying Spur Speed. And it really is quite a remarkable car. I've enjoyed every second I've been driving it. And it's astonishing what's happened in the last 3 years since we ran the original Flying Spur at Bruntingthorpe. I mean, it's just phenomenal the way this car handles. And when you actually get down to what it offers, it's very, very special. And it's a car that 4 years ago was a wonderful handling, wonderfully powerful car. And I said they couldn't make it go any faster. And then suddenly I get into this car, which I have to say has probably been developed for a very limited number of special people that want something a little bit more powerful than anything else. And I mean, just look at the inside of this car. It's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it strikes you, it hits you in the face. It says, I'm ready to be driven. Take me out and drive me. And that's the impression I've had throughout the moments that I've driven this. The acceleration, I mean, 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. It's absolutely phenomenal what it does. You have ceramic brakes as an option, 10 millimeters lower all round, slightly stiffer suspension everywhere. We know that the exhaust system is slightly better, slightly more efficient. I mean, what a wonderful car. Well, what a wonderful day I've had. I've driven 2 new cars, and both of them Flying Spurs. And we all have the choice of which one we want to buy. With one, you have the ultimate in refinement and in comfort. And with the other, you have speed, you have performance, and that extra bit of power. Who's the lucky boy?